It's me, Dana P. I wanted to clear up a few things or just let people know a few things. Um, I know people have been complimenting me in the DMs, telling me I look fabulous, and I am so grateful. Thank you. I just want to let everyone know I am not dieting. For the first time in my life, I can say I'm not dieting. What the heck? But no one ever told me that when I finally was going to get thin, it was going to be in this way. So what's been happening is a lot of you know that I deal with chronic illness, and I've been able to put in remission 3 autoimmunes, but I'm also dealing with something called MCAS, mast cell activation syndrome. So on top of being a vegan for health reasons, and also I've been a vegetarian since I'm 20, but full vegan for 5 years now, and no refined sugar and no gluten for health reasons, autoimmune. This is not by choice. So a lot of people were like, you need protein, you need this. Listen, I'm allergic to fish, I'm allergic to chicken, I'm allergic to turkey. And there's no way I'm eating the other few because I just can't. And so I'm not dieting. So people will go, you need to stop, or I'm concerned, and I get that. But I just want to let you know that I'm not dieting. I'm eating whatever my body allows without having a reaction that makes me sick or makes me swell up or makes me sneeze for days at a time, makes my nose leak for days at a time. Between that and then I can't eat high oxalate foods because of the kidney stones. So I have to be very careful about counting things. So, and then should we just add in one more little thing? I have 28 food allergies. And so coffee, mushrooms, I'm so limited and I'm not even drinking anymore. So I don't even need to diet because I can only eat what my body allows. And so I just want to say thank you for supporting me and always being very complimentary. But like I always say in all my videos, chronic illness looks different on everyone. I choose to take the route of I'm very vain. But see that Orange County diet culture, Los Angeles diet culture, that shit runs deep, right? And so I'm learning, but I am the type of person where looking pretty makes me feel good. And the chronic pain I deal with and the food issues I deal with and so many other things and the kidney stones, that's something I can give myself to actually feel pretty and feel good. And I shouldn't be persecuted for that. I'm not trying to be vain. And the reason why I do the dancing and I show up, it's not just for you, it's for me too. Meaning that if I get up and I have a purpose in the morning instead of succumbing to the pain in my bed, well, then that's a win-win, right? So I get up, I move for 60 seconds. Unfortunately, I threw my back out. And the other day I was at the gym and the girl was like, Dina, do you want to take a class? And I was like, oh, what's the class? And she's like, oh, it's just slow toning. And I was like, yeah. She goes, no, just use the bar without the weights. But when a teacher, you're in the class and I tell her I have issues, she's keeps pointing out me, going like, do it this way, do it that way. And then what am I going to do in front of the class? So I modified it and I kept putting my hand up going like, you need to chill out. Right. But what I've learned is that ADHD competitive part in me broke broke the rules because she needed that dopamine, and it felt good to be back in a class with a stepper. I felt like I was in the old Bowley's Holiday Health Spa Sports Connection gym in my old step class, and I was like, yeah. And then I started moving faster. Yeah, well, that caught up to me. So am I gonna turn it and go, this is why I never do anything? And because that's who I used to be. That's what allowed me to justify my drinking, not changing my diet, like everything, because I was knee deep and I became that pain. So what I'm saying to you is what you're seeing from me is how I deal with things. It may look weird or different to you, but that may not be the way you do it. The only reason I share it is to show you, you don't have to be your pain. You don't have to be your depression. You don't have to be all of these things. This is me showing up for me on a daily basis because I need me. There ain't no one going to do anything for me. The only family I have here is my ex-husband and his family, and they graciously are still so kind to me, and they are my family, right? But they live in Rome, and I'm an hour outside, and his mom lives 20 minutes from me. So I have her. She's 85 and I love her, but I ain't got no friends. And when I think about hanging out with people, I know people at the market and things like that. But when I think about hanging out with people, when like how I wake up and I've realized, which is the saddest thing for me, that survival is something that I deal with. That's my journey, is that it's a full-time job right now just taking care of me because there's so many different things going on, so much pain, so much whatever, that if so many things are that way in my life, I need to find ways that spark joy in my life, dopamine in my life, make me, happy about my life. Because if I don't have hope, then what's the point of me waking up? Honestly, like that's how I am as a person. I've been in talk therapy 30 years. I know I'm the type of person that needs hope. I need to have hope that technology is going to change to where I'll be able to get out of my pain. I need to have hope that me adjusting my diet and doing all of the right things is going to get out of my pain. And the bonus is that I feel and look more beautiful than I've ever looked in my life. I'm at almost releasing 100 pounds, and it's taken 5 years and so many different modalities that I needed to help me. But you can bet your ass if I was living in the States, I would have wanted Ozempic or something like that. I would have done anything, but no one ever told me that eventually it wasn't going to be a choice because I wouldn't be able to eat anything. So now the concern is, and I don't mean to laugh, but I laugh when I'm nervous. That's the neurodivergence in me. Is my biggest concern now is for the first time in my life, like when I sit on the toilet, I'm like, oh my God, I get to see off the ends of the toilet because it's been winter and it's still so cold here. It's been 60 all day, pouring rain in Italy, and I'm freezing, right? So the only time I get to see my body is when I'm sitting on the toilet or I'm in the shower. And so I started going, oh my God, I'm so skinny. This is so weird because it's so foreign to me. My nickname growing up was Thunder Thighs and Bubble Butt. Now, because of menopause, is that I have no butt. And I literally have these little saggy thighs. So I had to start going to the gym and I have a menopause belly. My body has changed. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying things for anyone else that you're not alone. These are the things that go through my head. And then I struggle with the narrative, the story, the self-talk. I struggle with not catastrophizing things. Like today all day when the back hurt, I had to go do things, so I modified the things I had to do, right? It's the first time in probably 2 years I've had to take steroids. That's how bad the back is. And that stuff is bad for me I if I have to take it, because I've been able to wean off the 10 medications. But you can tell that I took medication because look, I took it at 3 o'clock. It's now 9 o'clock. It shows up in me so quickly that my body is like, nope, you ain't got no choice. So what I'm saying is we've got to stay positive. We got to change our mindset. We show up in different ways. And then on top of that, I'm a psychic. And so I'm an empath, a highly sensitive person and intuitive, like so many of us. I feel the pain of the world. I am feeling so much. And then I'm in Italy, so I'm feeling all of the intense energy of the new pope and the election today and all of that stuff, right? And then I don't know how I'm feeling about that. And it's just a lot. There's so much going on in the world. And what I'm saying to you is you're not alone. We're not alone. It feels really freaking scary and really uncomfortable. And I get it. But this is where we show up and unite. They want to divide us. They're not going to divide us. They're going to unite us. And this is how we show up. We're kind. We're understanding. We look at other people's perspectives. So if you're looking at me and you added some narrative and then I just debunked your narrative, it just shows you that all human beings have so many thoughts, half of which are never true. So stop it with the negative narrative that you keep saying about you, about your life, about your future thinking, about your future, all of that stuff. Show up in different ways. This is how we change. I really want you to understand that it's an inside job. We must go in order to get out. And at 56, I'm learning this now. So then that means you can too. We're not alone. We got this. Ciao for now.